Hey guys, this is TJ Plays Now, and today we are back with a new series. Today I am going to be teaching you guys how to go ahead and start coding your own Minecraft Java plugin. And today we are going to learn how to set up a workspace and just get started with all of the setup processes you gotta do. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is go down to the description and click on the Eclipse link. It takes you to eclipse.org. And here at eclipse.org, all you gotta do is click on the download button at the top right of the screen, then just run down here to the Get Eclipse Neon download, and then not the big yellow download button this time. This time we're gonna run over to the right of the screen down here where it says other options for this file, and we're just gonna click on direct link to file and click on it. And poof, it starts downloading the installer. Then we are also going to open up Git, which is how we are going to extract build tools. All you have to do is click on the link and it'll automatically start downloading right away. Just go ahead and click the keep button, and while that happens, we're going to go ahead and open up the Eclipse installer. Fairly simple for Eclipse installer. And there is one last thing we have to go ahead and download from our web browser, which is buildtools.jar. Now, all you have to do for build tools is go ahead and go to the link once again, come over here to the left side and make sure you are on the most recent build. Just be better to download the most recent build, and go ahead and click on buildtools.jar. And it'll go ahead and start downloading that as well. Alright, so Eclipse Launcher just popped up. What we're going to go ahead and click is the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So just go ahead and click on that and click the install button and it'll start installing. I already have Eclipse installed, so we're not going to do that for me, but it's a fairly simple process. Now we're going to go ahead and start installing Git. So go ahead and open Git, click on yes, and as that happens, we are also going to go ahead and grab build tools and drag it to our desktop right there. Alright, now Git popped up. First we have the license and all that stuff. You can just click next. Then we have a whole bunch of checkboxes. As long as you have Window Explorer integration, Git Bash here and Git GUI here checked, you should be good. You don't need any additional icons, and you probably need this stuff. Just associate files and whatnot. Then click next. Use Git from the Windows command prompt. Just way easier. You don't have, well, it just run faster if you keep it like that. So go ahead, click the next button again. Then just basically leave all of this stuff the same. Continue. Use Windows next, and then enable both of the things, and then you can go ahead and click the install button. But I already have it installed, so I'm going to click cancel. And the last thing we have to do now in order to set up our workspace is go ahead and make a new folder right here, and we can call this folder Spigot. Alright, we're going to pop build tools into that Spigot folder. Then we are going to open the Spigot folder. Alright, so now all you have to do is right click and do a git bash here, and then because you installed Git properly and all that, now all you have to do is go ahead and type in Java. No, just a second. I always do this. I had it copied, but apparently it didn't stay copied. So we're going to go ahead to spigotmc.org and go ahead and type in java -jar buildtools.jar. So java space -jar space buildtools.jar. And make sure you have build tools capitalized properly. Almost forgot, but now it is loading, and it's going to go ahead and install all of build tools inside of this Spigot folder. So I will be right back as soon as it finishes up and does all that. Alright, so the thing is done. We have our build tools and whatnot. So now we're going to go ahead and launch Eclipse. You probably have done this after you finished installing Eclipse. You went ahead and just clicked the launch button. But now what we're going to want to do, another thing, is go ahead and create a new folder, once again on the desktop, and we can just call this whatever you want to call it. I'd go with workspace or something, but we're going to call this code tut workspace. Just like that. Click enter, open up that code tut workspace, or whatever you called it, and go ahead and make sure that that field is right here, and we can go ahead and click the launch button, or the OK button, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to go ahead and open up Spigot, and we're going to go ahead and copy that just for later use as soon as this happens, and you can close that folder as well. Now Eclipse is open and ready to go. All you have to do is over here, click on Workbench, and now we are here inside of the Java environment. All you have to do is go ahead and make it look how you want. I usually close the task list and the outline and push the bottom panel down a tiny bit. But now, over here in the Package Explorer, we're going to go ahead and right-click, and click New, and click Java Project. Now, we can call this Code TUT E1, because this will be episode 1 of our code tutorial. We're going to click the Next button. Do not click the Finish button. Click Next. And then go to Libraries, add external jars. And then from here, we want to go into the Spigot folder. And here is also, if say it didn't put you on your desktop, you would have copied the Spigot thing. And you're going to go ahead and click Spigot 1.10.2. Alright? And click Finish. So now we have code tut E1 with Spigot attached, and that's all you have to do for that. Now we're going to go ahead and right click on the folder called code tut, our workspace, and make a new file. Right here we're going to want to put in a plugin.yml, and then we are also show market editors available on Marketplace. Current. Yeah, do that. System editor is what I would prefer to use. We do not want it using Notepad++. So go ahead, if you have Notepad++, which not many people do, go ahead and close that out and make it so that way it doesn't use Notepad++, text editor, and it would pop up right here. Alright. And now it should open with text editor for now on, hopefully, unless you change your workspace and whatnot. But we're going to go ahead and make a new class now. Go ahead and make sure you right-click source this time. And up here, inside of class, we're going to go ahead and type in where package is, say your YouTube name, I don't know what you want to say, any acronym that is associated to you, .pzg. And you do this more with coding games or other things, but I do this with plugins, so that way I never have a package that is the exact same. So com.pzg for me, .www, .tut, basically the plugin name, tute1. Alright, now, yep, that's just right. So tute1, and then we can go ahead and call the name of the class plugin main. Alright, then click finish, and it should go ahead and pop up perfectly fine. Now, right here where we have public class plugin main, we're going to go ahead and type in extends Java plugin. Alright, so Control-Shift-O, import Java plugin, and hopefully after a couple seconds of dying, it should be good. We are good. And then we're going to implement... no, actually we're not going to implement anything. Not in episode 1 where we do not need it. So all we have to do now is go ahead and type in @override, and then public void on enable. Alright. And now we have our onEnable method. There is something wrong with this though. The method onEnable of type plugin main must override or implement. Okay, maybe it's just on enable like that. Yeah, it is. So, not a capital L. Alright, so now we have the plugin basically set up. What we're going to do to know that our plugin is actually working is come up here and just type in public logger with a capital L, logger with a lowercase l. Alright, Control-Shift-O, and we're going to want to import java.util.logging.logger. None of the other ones, but that one. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and type in logger space equals space bucket.get, and go ahead and wait for that to load, and get logger. It's that easy. And now we can go ahead and right here type in logger.info and string. So we can basically just go ahead and type in TUT-E1 space started properly with 3 exclamation marks. Now, here in a second, once we go ahead and show how this plugin works, I will go ahead and tell you why you don't actually need this message. But now we're going to come over to plugin main, or not plugin main, but plugin.yml, and go ahead and start typing in a whole bunch of things. Alright, so first thing we're going to want to go ahead and type in here is name, space, and I'm just going to call this TUT-E1. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and type in main, and this is where we go ahead and take this package that we have here, which is com.pzg.www.tute1. And then we're going to go ahead and type in .plugin main. Alright, and that is that. Then we're going to go ahead and type in version, space, 1.1.0. Alright. And that is the version number. It doesn't have to be 1.0, it could just be 1, or it could be 0.1, it could be anything that you really want it to be. And then there is one last thing that we can go ahead and type in, and that is description. Hopefully I can spell properly. Yep. And then we can just call this a code TUT plugin. And tutorial, because I'm gonna be just a little bit fancy. And there we have our plugin.yml. So now all we have to do is come back over here, right click on code TUT-E1 and click the export button. Now we're going to want to export this as a Java jar file. Not a runnable jar file, not a Java doc, but a jar file. Alright, so click the next button, and then we're going to want to browse for a location. Go to desktop, and let's just put it in our desktop, and we will call this code TUT-E1. Alright, now keep everything that is checkmarked. Go ahead and click next again. You don't really need to worry about that stuff, so just click finish. And now it is on our desktop. So there is one last step that we're going to do for setting up our server, our plugin workspace, and all of that other stuff today. And we're going to make a new folder and call it test server. But in this case, I'm going to call it code TUT test server. And go ahead, open this folder, open up Spigot, and go ahead and copy this here. Now, the reason you're not just moving it straight here is because you still need the Spigot and the craft. Well, you don't need craft bucket at all, really, because we're not using it to code. But you still need Spigot there because we referenced it right here. And that is, we'd have to re-reference it, and it's just easy to keep it in the same place. So we're going to go ahead and close that, and then we're going to rename this to just Spigot, and Control-A, Control-C. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and make a new text document, and if you have not checkmarked something, you're not going to be able to do exactly what I'm doing right here, but I am going to go ahead and call this run.bat. Alright, click yes, and in order to be able to see the ending of this, you're going to have to come over here to View, and Options, View, and make it so that way show, or no, wait, display, or where is it? Hide. It's somewhere here. Let Let me look just a tiny bit. I've lost it. It's in here somewhere. Hide it. Okay. Hide extensions for known file types will be checkmarked. Just go ahead, uncheck mark it, click apply, and click OK. And then you'll be able to see the ending. Now, we're going to want to go ahead and edit this. So, we can just edit it with Notepad. Nothing fancy required here. And all we're going to go ahead and do is type in Java space XMS 1, I think it's 1 GB, but here. All we had to do is go ahead and open up this and type in Minecraft server start command. And it is that easy. So, folders, that's for, alright. Come right here, and just on minecraft.kmpedia, we will be able to see the Windows instruction. So we have Java, XMS, XMX. Alright, so basically what this does right here. So XMS is the minimum we want, so we'll go ahead and say 1 GB can be the minimum, 2 GB can be our max, and then space minus jar space then the jar name, which is spigot.jar, and then space the last thing that we want to go ahead and add is no GUI. Alright, so go ahead and don't need that web page open anymore. No GUI is the last thing we want to go ahead and do. And also right above this, we're going to want to type in @echo off, and then title equals, what should our title be? It should be code tut test server, just like that. Alright, then we're going to come down here and type in a simple pause. Alright, so this is our command for running the server. Just go ahead and click that Control S button and close that. Now all you have to do is click the run.bat, and right away you can see code tut test server is up here. It's loading the libraries and all of this other stuff. And we have to agree to the EULA, so go ahead and edit EULA and set this to true. Control S, close that, and then click any key and run the run.bat yet again. Alright, so now that this is going to go ahead and set up our server for the very first time, everything should be great. This is going to take a minute because it's got to make the world work and all of that other stuff. But while that happens, we're going to go ahead and grab the plugin folder URL thing, and well, no, we actually don't need to grab the plugin folder URL. We saved our plugin to our desktop right here, so we're just going to, as soon as this is finished preparing the spawn area, hurry up, we have 3 different worlds because the end and whatnot. We're going to then go ahead and type in stop, and it'll save all of that stuff up. And then we can move code tute1.jar into our plugins folder. Now, the last thing we have to do is run the run.bat one last time. Alright, and then this time we should see that our plugin is both enabled and what we asked our plugin to say is also said. So right here, we have both of the 2 things we want to see. We have enabling TUT E1 version 1.0, and we have what we specified it to say is TUT E1 started properly. So basically, the reason that we don't need to say this is because right above it, it says that it's enabling the plugin. That is a Spigot thing that Spigot does automatically, so you can just go ahead and click Control D on that line that we had typed, and this is our plugin so far. So stay tuned for next episode where we learn how to do something interesting. I have no clue what our plans for next week are going to be, but hopefully by episode 10 we will be very efficient with how to code and be able to start making something very, very cool and interesting that we will all be able to enjoy learning how to do. So I hope you guys had an amazing time watching. Hit the like button for more of these. I would love doing more, but I need you guys to hit the like button so I know to do more. And as always, we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.